Hiya crafty folks, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to do some watercoloring through my stencils. Now here I have some new stencils. These are all from the April 2026 release at Colourful Life Designs. I have 4 new ones and I will link all the names and the products that I used in the video description box below if you want to expand and scroll down to check that out. But basically I have some watercolor paper here and some 𝗵𝗃 spray, which I used on all 4 stencils, and then I have some watercolor paints here. Now this is a favorite technique of mine, but one that I often forget about, so I thought I would revisit it and make some cards for you today. So to start, I'm just showing you the products. I have a nice kind of floofy watercolor brush. Here are all the finished cards that I was able to make. Now the majority of this video I'm just going to kind of show you the technique and then complete the cards kind of off screen and kind of come back and show you those finished. But the main reason I wanted to share this with you today is to show you that you can really stretch your supplies and use your watercolor paints. So maybe you kind of got caught up in a trend and bought some watercolors, but maybe you don't feel particularly comfortable painting with your watercolors. This is a really good way to get your feet wet and get your paints wet and use some stencils to boot. So you can really stretch your supplies and kind of use them in ways that maybe you didn't think of. Now you don't have to technically have 𝗵𝗃 spray, but I will say that it does make a big difference in terms of keeping the paint and the water from getting up underneath your stencils. But this does not take any skill, I promise you. You just get your brush wet, you have some water and your watercolors, and you just literally paint through your stencils. Now you will see I did use the brayer to kind of press the stencil down really well onto the watercolor paper, and that's going to kind of help create that seal and keep the paint from getting up underneath. Again, an optional step, but I do find that it really does help. Now here I wanted to stick with some neutrals, so I'm sticking with some browns and grays and blacks. So this would be a nice kind of neutral card that would work for anyone, especially masculine guys if you're not really sure. I love making masculine cards with just simple graphic stencils like this. I feel like they create a simple background that could appeal to anyone. And these muted colors, you could think of this maybe for a sympathy card or just a birthday card, really anything. Now I like the pools of water and how they dry back, so I'm kind of leaving it messy on purpose. Just cleaning off my brush here. I might go back through and get a couple spots. Now you want to make sure you do this on an actual watercolor paper, because a regular sort of cardstock probably wouldn't be able to handle that much water and it would pill up on you. So another benefit of the 𝗵𝗃 spray in this case is it's helping to keep that paper flat, because even though it's watercolor paper, you know, once you introduce the water it does want to kind of bow up on you. So I'm just going to carefully pull this back. I give it just a minute or so just to kind of sink into the paper, but I don't have this sped up. I'm doing it in real time so you can see, and I carefully pull that back and look how crisp that image is. So I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the 3 other stencils. Now this, I know I want to cut it into 2 different card panels, so I'm going to mask off the edges so I don't get paint where I don't want it on those end pieces. But I have a half a sheet of the watercolor cardstock, so that's just like a regular, I cut it down to 8.5 by 11 and then cut it in half. So it's the equivalent of 2 US A2 size panels. And like I said, I masked it off and I put the stencil in the center, knowing that I would cut it right down the middle, and then I would have 2 panels for 2 cards. So this is a way to batch and kind of create a couple panels at a time. And again, I'm doing the same thing. I do have it sped up. I'm going to come in with purple and I think gray in this one, or black, which ultimately looked gray. And I'm just going kind of evenly spreading it throughout, knowing that I'm going to split this circle in half on the 2 panels. I want to make sure that I have both colors on each panel here. So doing the same thing, I'm going to go through and create all the panels in the video here, and then I'll come back kind of with the finished cards and show you the other details of things that I pulled together to make it work. But here I have it sped up, just kind of going through. You could leave it messy on purpose and kind of miss certain spots if you want it to look even more kind of grungy. But I did kind of want to fill in all the little details on this. So I will clean off my brush, remove the tape, and then carefully pull back the stencil. I wanted to make sure I didn't get any underneath that tape. That's just post-it tape and it's not super water resistant, so I was still being a little careful not to get it too close to the edge because I didn't want to get it on the portion of the the watercolor paper where I wanted to keep it white. And look at that. So cool. So I'm going to split that down the middle, but I'll let it dry first. And then I'm going to do the same thing here with this stencil. I'm going to mask off the edges and then come in with a couple different colors. So this is a really fun way to just kind of stretch your supplies. You could also do this with re-inkers. It's the same sort of thing. So if you have like 𝗵𝗲𝗋𝗃 re-inkers, or if you have liquid watercolors, you could maybe even do it with water brush pens, kind of put some paint down. I would probably not go right from the pen to the paper on watercolor, just because it tends to kind of suck in the pigment pretty quickly when you use those pens. So if I were to use something like watercolor pens, I would maybe scribble that down onto my glass work surface or onto an acrylic block, and then kind of add water and use it kind of like an actual watercolor paint. So think about what you have. You also don't even need to use really nice watercolors like this. You could use the cheap little Crayola ones that you can get for $1. So honestly, anything that you have in your crafty stash, combine it with your stencils. You can mix and match and create all new fun looks. And it really, it adds such a nice element, having the way the watercolor dries back and kind of, I don't know, in watercolor fashion. I love the look of it. I think it's so neat. Now this one I did get a little bit underneath, but it's okay. It doesn't bother me too much. Here's the dried or nearly dried panels. Again, same thing there. I'm going to split that one in half and create two different panels with that. This one is probably my favorite, or maybe the blue one. I'm not sure. This arrows one is just gorgeous. So I realized I don't think I have the footage for that first blue one. I apologize for that. Anyway, you saw the technique. You saw how it works. And I have the new card bling here, which just came out this month. So be sure to check that out. I'll have that linked below as well. You can use my coupon AmyFan10 for anything in the shop other than the Master Creator bundles. These you can see I die cut around the edges and pop them up with some black cardstock just to kind of give it some definition. And I use that new purple card bling from the lineup. I think it's Wild Orchid something or another. I apologize. This one's opalescent Gotham Gray. Super fun. I used that one with this one and the You're in My Thoughts die cut, and I used kind of a deckled edge die cut to cut that one down slightly smaller. And these are all on US A2 4¼ inch by 5½. This one I used the new Moonshine, so swoon worthy, absolutely love it. Used it on both of these with a Celebrate die cut. Sadly that Celebrate die cut is discontinued, but I popped that one up and I used a Paper Rose stitched edge rectangle die for those. And then Crystal Iris Bali Breeze is another new color, and it went perfectly with this one. I used it with a Gracias die cut. So there you go. Some cards batched for my crafty stash and using my watercolors, which have been quite neglected as of late. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I will catch you next time.